Hey guys, it's me Marty. So as you can see, I am actually filming with a phone right now. One of my friends had the exact kind of phone that I had, so I kind of just took the guts out of mine and put it in hers, and then boom, presto, I have a phone to film with. But since I am filming with this, it's going to be a little shaky again. I really didn't want to film with this, but my sister is away until tomorrow, and I really wanted to record this video to get it up today. Hopefully it will get up for today, because I wanted to do a video for National Coming Out Today, which is October 11th. I completely forgot what date it is. And I figured I wanted to kind of follow Joey Graceffa's lead and do a story of my coming out, like how I got to the point and all that, because I know I did a coming out video, but when I did that, I recorded it, I think it was like last June, so a year and a half ago, and I posted it, but I kept it private or unlisted, so I could have pretty much only used it to share on my blog, my transition blog, and on my, just to send to friends when they had questions, because it was a lot more easier to, record one thing and then sit there and type up a million things. So, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and put that in the card and annotation section if you want to watch that, but I figured I'd make a more current video talking about how I got to the point that I was at, like, to finally come out, like, what led me to that. So, let's go! So, let's think, where would it start out? I know, like, way back when I was younger, like I've said a few times, I always would have a tug of war inside of me. Like, I would feel like, how I felt even now. Like, I always felt like more towards the feminine side. I remember lying and wishing that, I would just magically, or, God would just change me into a girl, because, that's how I felt on the inside. And it never happened, but, like, I would always feel like it was okay, but yet wrong at the same time, because of growing up in the church atmosphere, and it kept on, going away, or coming, and I'd be sitting there and I'd like think about it, and then I'd push away. I'm like, no, this is wrong. This is, I can't feel this way. It's, it's a sin and all this other stuff. So I'd push it away until, and then I pushed it away to the point that I couldn't even remember how I felt. And it was just so, and then I would feel like whatever, and I'd go on about life. I still wouldn't feel right. Up until very recently, like I said before, I always had this feeling like I was just waiting for something to happen, so that way I'd feel like my life began. Like, I've always felt like I was just playing a part or living a role and not really living life. And so I kept on, hiding it away more and more. And I think eventually, one day, I started, like, looking into things, and, like, I said out loud to myself, like, oh, I am a girl, or something like that. And when I did that, like, it was a mixture of feeling so good, like, oh, wow, I said it out loud, but at the same time, I felt so guilty, so dirty, because, like, it was wrong, as far as the Bible was concerned, and that was what I was raised and taught. It was just wrong. And, up until I don't even know, I want to say like around 18, I didn't even know that being transgender was a thing. Like, I saw one or two things on a TV show, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then later on I ended up finding out, hey, this is actually, well, not a common thing, but something that people actually deal with and go through and all that other stuff. So I was like, I am going to look into this. So I did a little bit, but then I was like, no, whatever, that's not for me. I could never do that because of all the, struggles with it. And I kind of buried it away. And I know for a while, like, I was convinced that, once I had sex, once I had a girlfriend and all these other things, that, I would finally feel like a guy. I would be a man, and my life would finally begin. And slowly those things happened. I had my first girlfriend, I lost my virginity, all that, and I still didn't feel, I felt nothing in that direction. I was like, why do I still feel this way? And then, I think a mixture of that, even though that was, like, really repressed at the time. Like, it's one of those things, like, I'm sure people who have been in this situation understand that it's, like, it's there, but not in your mind. Like, something just feels so off and wrong, but, like, sometimes you have it so buried you don't know what that is. Yeah, after that, it just, I got so depressed from that, and then, like, it was after I lost my first girlfriend. She kind of, I did not know how to process that at all, and I didn't really have any support system there from, the people I really wanted. And, there was so many other different, like, things going on, and like I said before, I tried to take my own life. And for some reason, after I got out of the hospital, one of the very first things I did when I looked online was, gender changing. I actually almost came out when I was, because after that happened, I had to be in the whatever psychiatric evaluation thing for a while, and I almost came out there, but I just could not bring myself to say it because I was so scared. I was so scared that if I were to, say that there, my parents would never take me home. They would leave me there because there was something seriously wrong with my head. And so I kept it hidden away even then. But then I started, looking into, all of that. And then I saw the prices and, how much it cost for, stuff. Because I didn't realize hormones was a part of it. I thought it was all just surgical things. And when I saw the price for all these things, I was like, no, I could never, ever do that. And then I buried the feelings away, deep away, and completely forgot about them. And then that's when I met Katie, and we started dating. And after we started dating, it just started to come back worse than it's ever came back in my entire life. And I started doing more research, and I even found a message board that, to help explain things, and I posted on there, talking a little bit about myself, and, just reading so many stories and being like, whoa, this is me. All of these people are me, the way that, what they're going through. And after dealing and thinking about it for such a long time, part of me was like, well, I'm not going to do anything about it unless this relationship falls apart, and then I will, do something. But the more I went on with it, the more I was like, well, I don't want this relationship to fall apart. I'm happy with it, but at the same time, this is me, and you do something about it. So one night, while I was drinking, actually, I talked to my friend Josh, and just finally told him about it. And we talked about it a little bit, and he's like, you really need to tell Katie. He's like, because I told him my plan, and he's like, you just need to, because you don't want to be wasting each other's time, because, you can't change the way you feel. And so I think later that night, I ended up telling her after a long guessing game, and I mean, she, responded back, really supportive, and it made me so happy. And after that, I started slowly telling other people. I went online and found out, because when I first started this, you had to go through get a letter from a therapist to say that, yeah, you're trans and that you can get hormone replacement therapy. Now that's not a thing. Now it's informed consent, where you just sign a paper saying, yeah, I understand the risks, do it anyway because I know that this is what I want. So I went and I searched, and I found a therapist. I did the therapy for it. I got my letters. And after that, I think a lot of people thought that I wasn't going to go any further than just saying that. Even me, I was so stalled. I got the letters in October, and I didn't even start hormones until July. Yeah, July. And, I mean, it took a while to find a doctor, and by the time I found one, it was informed consent, so my therapy really wasn't needed, but I think it was good that I got it done, because it, was more confirmation for me that, hey, somebody who's trained to help people with dealing with this has, definitely sees that in me. And then I decided that I needed to come out to my mother, especially before I started hormones, because I came out to her actually shortly before. I went for my blood test and was like, I need to come out to my mother. So I actually ended up writing this really long message. I started writing that weeks before, and tweaked it and did all these different things. And then finally, I posted it into the thing, put the address in it, and then I just sat there staring at it. And I remember Katie was there, and she's like, are you going to send it? And I was like, I don't know, I'm so afraid. I had no idea what to expect or anything. And I don't remember if I sent her or if she ended up clicking send. I honestly not sure. If she, when she sees this, maybe she can go ahead and let people know in the comments if I was too much of a bitch and she had to do it for me, because I really don't remember. Anyway, after I said that, she responded and gave me, it wasn't the most positive, but it was a lot more positive than I expected. She was like, I really don't understand, but I'm still going to love and support you. And we talked a little bit about it over email, and then that was that. And then after that, it was like, well, when do I come out publicly? When do I come out to the world? And I wasn't sure when or how or what to say or do. And I went ahead and just waited, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to be really, really cheesy and do it on New Year's Eve and use the whole, New Year, New Me thing, which is very, very legit. Me, I could literally say, in the new year, it was a new me, because starting in 2015, I started being Jocelyn, every day, all the time. And I went ahead and wrote this big, long post out and put it on Facebook, and sat there waiting, and I was so surprised because, people that I didn't even talk to, started sending me their support. Close friends that I didn't tell started sending me their support. And in the end, I only had I think only one person, which, was a really, really close friend, and it still hurts that we're not friends. But, she was the only one who ever wasn't okay with it. She didn't understand. It felt like she didn't want to understand. I don't know if that's the case. that's just how it felt on my end. I mean, maybe that's not the case, and maybe one day down the road we'll become friends again once, you know, she sees how much happier I am. I guess only time will tell. But after that, then it just slowly became normal. Like, now it's just like I'll bring it up in random conversation because I don't hide who I am anymore, which just feels amazing. The fact that I can talk about it and I don't have to be like, oh, you know, no, don't say anything about it. Like, now I could just be like, hey, yeah, this is me. And I feel like sometimes that helps people. I know whenever I make videos talking about being trans and just being really open about it, I typically get 1 or 2 people messaging me privately, you know, just to be like, thank you for doing that, you know, it really helped me, it makes me feel not as alone. And I mean, that puts a big smile on my face to know that I'm helping even just one person by posting these. I mean, I may be helping more, but, you know, just having somebody reach out and be like, hey, thanks. And I mean, there's a few that like talk to me now every once in a while to let me know how things are going in their life when it comes to stuff like that. And I mean, I know that it's hard. I mean, coming out had to be one of the very hardest things I had to do. I mean, there has been some really good ones. I mean, well, coming out is a close second to some other things, but it was very hard. And I mean, still there's some, you know, things like not my family, with the exception of like my uncle. You know, everybody else is kind of just, you know, oh, they still use the male pronouns, my old name. Only my one uncle is the only one who like respects all of that, which I mean, every time he does, it puts a huge family smile on my face. And I'm pretty sure that the first time somebody in my immediate family like refers to me with my proper name and pronouns, I will probably start crying, because I mean, it would mean a lot to me, and I don't know if any of them realize how much it would actually mean to me, but it would. So anyway, I guess that is my coming out story. It's kind of very, very abridged, but there you have it. Maybe, hopefully, it will help other people. I don't know. I guess time will tell. So yeah, there you go. Also, my good vibe of the day. I didn't have one on my last video for, well, obvious reasons. And so anyway, I'm going to continue with that now. My good vibe is definitely the fact that I am able to live and be myself. That I no longer have to hide who I am. And it's becoming a more accepted thing in the world. Like, sure, there's a lot of problems that I'm going to face in my life, but it feels so much better and makes me so much happier to be able to just live as me, to be me, and to just live life. And it's just really awesome. Alright, I guess that is all for now. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, which is right up there. And be sure to check me out on my social media in the description bar below. And I guess that is all for now. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And as always, I hope you guys have nothing but good vibes coming your way. Bye!